Right, 16 September 2025, and today I've got some breaking news, and this is to do with the appeal by Esther Lungu for a hearing of a case. And I would like to say that the judgment has just been released, and it is very interesting to see what the judgment is saying regarding the case of Lungu. So the judges have ruled, and the judgment has been given by Acting Judge President AP Ledwaba of the Gauteng Division of Pretoria. And what this means, the judgment means that Lungu will be buried in Zambia by the Zambian government. And in short, it says the application for leave to appeal is dismissed with costs, which includes the employment of 2 counsel and scale C. So this is a groundbreaking and very significant judgment here that we're watching and witnessing, which means that now the government of Zambia has been given the go-ahead to bury Edgar Lungu in Zambia, as there is a judgment which says Lungu must be buried in Zambia. So I'm now going to take you through the judgment, and I'll upload this on Gambakwe within the next, as soon as I finish. So as soon as I finish here, we're going to put it on Gambakwe. So I will be sharing with you, and you can read together with me the judgment. And this is significant. This is breaking news. This is amazing. You've never seen anything of this nature. So let us go through the judgments together. So this is the judgment of the High Court, and the first applicant was Esther Lungu, second applicant Betha Lungu, Tasila Lungu, Dileso Lungu, Shieso Lungu, Charles Piri, Makebi Zulu, and against the respondent, who is the Republic of Zambia. Application for leave to appeal judgment. This is an application for leave to appeal against the judgment delivered by this court on 8 August 2025. In its judgment, this court upheld an application to repatriate for a state funeral and burial thereafter in the Republic of Zambia the mortal remains of the late former President of Zambia, Mr. Lungu. Mr. Lungu, right, we are moving a bit high, in favor of the respondent. Section 17 of the Superior Court Act 10 of 2013, the Act provides as follows. Leave to appeal may only be given where the judge or judges concerned are of the opinion that A, the appeal would have a reasonable prospect of success, or 2, there is some other compelling reasons why the appeal should be heard, including conflicting judgment on the matter under consideration. As stated in Ramakatsa and others versus African National Congress and another, the merits remain vitally important and are often decisive. The test for reasonable prospects of success is well established in that the applicant must convince the court on proper grounds that there is a sound rational basis for the conclusion that there are prospects of success on appeal. In the context of Section 17(1)(a)(2) of the Superior Courts Act, a compelling reason for an appeal to be heard can include unique legal principles that a higher court should pronounce on. Turning them to the merits of the application, the applicants, the family, have a 3-pronged approach. First, the contingent was repeated that as heirs, they have exclusive burial rights in terms of common law, which must be taken into account, considering the protections afforded by the Constitution. Second, the family submitted that the dispute between the parties arose and is litigated in South Africa. The mortal remains of the late President Lungu is in South Africa. The program in FAA 7 was drawn up by the family in South Africa. The relief is being sought before a South African court. Consequently, the South African legal system is the closest and most relevant connection to the dispute, and the court should have relied on South African law. The attack further in this regard is that the court erred in applying Zambian law to the dispute in circumstances where the government of Zambia, as dominus litis, failed to place Zambian law properly before the court by way of expert evidence. In addition, this court's reliance on the decision of Kaunda as a source of Zambian law was incorrect because the late President Lungu was stripped of all his benefits as a former president during his lifetime. Thirdly, it was argued that the order made by the court is inconsistent with the terms of FAA 7 because any repatriation in terms of FAA 7 was to be carried out by the Lungu family by way of private charter. FAA 7 does not authorize any repatriation by the government of Zambia, but the courts ordered the government of Zambia should repatriate the body of the late Lungu. Right. The Applicants' Council further argued that a contract cannot be concluded in respect of a corpse because it has no commercial value. This argument, in our view, is not relevant to the issues in this matter. The applicant further referred this court to the case of Mohammed and another versus President of the Republic of South Africa and others, Society for the Abolition of the Death Penalty in South Africa and another intervening. Mohammed dealt with the removal by government, whether by deportation or extradition, of a person to a foreign country for trial on an offense carrying a death penalty without the government first securing an undertaking from such a country that a death sentence will not be imposed, or if imposed, carried out, contrary to Section 10 of the Constitution. The Mohammed case is distinguishable because it cannot be said that on the facts of this case, it was first necessary to secure an undertaking from Zambian government that their president will not speak at all events. This court is satisfied that on the merits, there are no reasonable prospects of success. As for the application of Zambian law, the court considered that the deceased was a temporary visit to the Republic for medical reasons. The main parties to the dispute are Perry Greene. The Kaunda decision is a leading case in Zambia dealing with the state burial. The argument that the deceased was stripped of his benefits is of no moment. He remains a former state president with attended burial benefits at the state expense upon death. The allegation that the respondent failed to place expert evidence of Zambian law before this court is without merit, as the AG is an expert in Zambian law. Sorry, apologies. The mere fact that FAA 7 records that the parties will consult and agree as to who will speak at all events does not vitiate the consensus that was reached. Conflicts and disagreements about burial rights are a common feature in our courts. Some disputes regarding burial rights are settled after parties have reached agreement. This is common, although a corpse has no commercial value. Right. The argument was that this matter raised unique constitutional issues and points of law as to whether the constitutional and common law rights of a spouse and a child of the deceased, who are his or her heirs, may be trumped by a state pertaining to the remains of the deceased. Furthermore, for a foreign state to assert a right of burial under its own laws, not South African laws, are compelling reasons for the Supreme Court of Appeal to pronounce on. We are satisfied that no compelling reasons exist to grant leave to appeal simply because the matter is so fact-specific that there is very little to no prospects that the same set of facts will confront a court again. There is no reason why courts should not follow the result. In the result, the following order is met. The application for leave to appeal is dismissed with costs, which include the employment of 2 counsel on scale C. So the Lungu family have lost the case, and the judges are AP Ledwaba, acting judge president of the High Court, Gauteng Division, Pretoria; TP Mudau, acting deputy president of the High Court, Gauteng Division, Johannesburg; S. Potteril, judge of the High Court, Gauteng Division, Pretoria. And that is held on 8 September 2025 for the applicant Advocate T. Ngugaitobi SC, Advocate N. Mwabe, instructed by Mashele Attorneys Incorporated, for the respondent Advocate BC Stoop SC, Advocate D. Mutsweni, instructed by VFV attorneys. The judgment date is 16 September 2025. You have just heard the breaking news. This is the first broadcast of this judgment anywhere in the whole world. So this is world breaking news. And as I said to you, this judgment is going to end this situation. You are not going to see any other next move. The Zambian government now has the right to take the body of the late President Edgar Lungu to Zambia for burial. I'll come back with more analysis later on, and I'll place this judgment on gambaku.com. Within the next 10 minutes, you'll be able to see it. This is a judgment of great interest in Zambia, and please comment, like, and share with other people. Thank you very much, and a good morning to you all.